Very intriguing night Wednesday in the NBA that you gave me a great transition into. There's some very big games with a lot on the line. Thunder Grizzlies not one of those. However, we're going to play a little game of who you got in these big games. The biggest game is in Minnesota. It is the Nuggets going into Minnesota to play the Thunder. This is essentially a play-in game for the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Winner is in, loser is out. Who do you have winning this big game on Wednesday night?
Shout out to Jimmy Butler and getting himself healthy and being a factor at this point in the season during this playoff race. Karl Anthony Towns was terrific while he was out. Wiggins has showed flashes of why they paid him a big contract, but not necessarily consistency. I feel like playing at home definitely gives them the edge, but I'm going to pick the Denver Nuggets.
Ooh, I like it.
No player has been more productive recently than Jokic other than MVP candidates. Giving the points, the assists, can shoot the three. He's a guy that's come out of nowhere. So if you're looking for a bandwagon to jump on, the Denver Nuggets can be one. I'm not sure if Gary Harris is going to be able to play.
He's back.
But Murray's been terrific. Barton, who's going to be a free agent this summer, has played himself like a starter most of the year. So I just feel like going on the road, Denver, and Wilson Chandler is going to have a big game. We'll find a way to win.
I absolutely love what Jamal Murray is doing in Denver. If you don't watch a lot of Denver games, live in the East Coast, I totally understand they're not the sexiest team to watch in the league. But Jamal Murray and Jokic are very formidable and playing great every night, which would put them in this position to play themselves into the playoffs against the Timberwolves. The next game, which has a lot on the line, you mentioned it a little bit earlier. This is the Trailblazers hosting the Jazz. This is now going to decide who is the 3 seed and who is the 4 seed in the Western Conference. The Trailblazers are kind of hot and cold. They were very hot for a while there. They've cooled a little bit lately. Do you think they can pull out the win against the Jazz?
I think there's a good shot. Home court advantage is always going to be a key. How about the dynamic that both of these teams are going to actually host a first-round playoff matchup?
I know.
Regardless of what happens in this game, the Portland Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz will actually be 2 of the top 4 teams in the Western Conference. And this is what happens when a team like the Spurs, who's consistently had greatness and they're without their all-NBA performer, they leave some wins on the table. Other teams like this grab them. I'm going to not underestimate the Utah Jazz like I've done in the past. Ricky Rubio finds a way to have a good game. The Utah Jazz end up with the 3 spot.
Oh, I disagree. I got Video Game Dame in the hometown Portland Trailblazers winning that one and getting the 3 seed and then setting up a great matchup. But you don't know who they're going to play in the 3 seed because there's still some jockeying for seeding position. And one of the games that will decide that will be the Spurs Pelicans. Both teams are in the playoffs, but they're jockeying for seedings. Which team do you think will win this game tomorrow night? I'm not sure. I believe it is in New Orleans.
Pelicans, they have the best player, Anthony Davis. Rajon Rondo's had a resurgence this year with his ball handling and his ability to create. I know you saw the lobby through to Anthony Davis up the backboard.
Yep.
And Drew Holiday. Shout out to Alvin Gentry. They've played well. The Pelicans get that spot.